Yes.
Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. Sharon, educator, author, entrepreneur, and speaker, and host and creator of Write the Book Now. And tonight, we have a double treat for you tonight. We have the authors of Early Bird Devotional for Kids, Miss Kaelyn and Nicolya Wiliams. Welcome, guys. How are you?
We are great. We're
awesome. I'm just going to share just a little bit about each one of you, and then I'm going to allow you an opportunity to tell everyone about who you are. So let me start with little Miss Beautiful Kaelyn. She is 9 years old. She enjoys reading, spending time with family. She is a peer leader, helping her friends at school and at church. She is eager to try new activities. She volunteers for the homeless as well as senior citizens. Just a downright awesome, beautiful little girl. And now I'm going to go over to Miss Nicolya. She is mom, best-selling author, personal development coach. She empowers women one-on-one as well as in groups through her masterclass. She also enjoys spending time with her daughter and her small groups at church. Kaelyn and Nicolya, welcome to Write the Book Now.
Thank you. We are so excited to be here.
Absolutely. I just could not be more elated to have you guys. I was so excited to see your book. But before we dive into that book, I want each one of you to start and just tell us a little more about Kaelyn and Nicolya.
Well, I was 8 when I first published my book. And when I grow up, I want to be an entrepreneur. And I have a little sister named Sharon. And this is my only and first book.
And do you have anything that you'd like to do that you want to share?
I like gymnastics. Like to do gymnastics and stuff.
That is so awesome. And this is your first book for now, because I know you have things in store, and I cannot wait to hear all about it. And now we're going to hear a little more about mom, Miss Nicolya Wiliams.
Awesome. I am a personal development coach. I love helping and inspiring women to take their story and their message and turn it into their masterpiece. So I do that through one-on-one coaching and group coaching. And then on my free time, I enjoy spending time with my small group and my 2 lovely daughters. I have a 9-year-old right here, Kaelyn, and then I have a younger daughter who is 4, Cameron. So I like to help them work diligently towards goals that they aspire to achieve as well.
That is so awesome. And I tell you, you must be so proud of Kaelyn. I tell you. And so we're just going to start right in as to how you all started. How did you begin thinking, hey, we need to write this book together? Let's write the book now. So how did that start?
You want to share?
Sure. So every morning, me and my mom do this 2 minutes where we technically just listen to God for 2 minutes. And, well, God told me to write a book. And I was like, God probably wouldn't have told me that unless He wanted me to write a book about Him. And then I was completely confused. My mom already wrote 5 books at that time. And I was like, why don't I just ask her for help? And yeah.
So that's exactly kind of how it happened. We just, every morning we do what's called a quiet time. We try to hear God talk to us, see what we hear. And Kaelyn said she felt this urge or this tug to get a book written, and her desire was to be able to teach other children around her age about how to connect with God using similar strategies that we implement here at home. And so that was just a desire of hers.
That is just so exciting. And you said that you have 2 books already.
No, 5.
5. Okay, 5. That is so exciting. So I'm so glad that you're passing that on to Kaelyn. So now let's get into this devotional. Tell us about the devotionals. And I love the fact that you all had that time in the morning that you talked with God. And that's one of the things from your bios that I actually was able to really understand that God is first in your lives. I can tell that. And so that's wonderful. You instilled that in your daughter. And so that is such a blessing and so wonderful. So I just say hats off to you, Mom, for that.
Oh, I love it. I love this. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. So I love it.
Absolutely. So tell us a little more about the devotional. Tell us how that was constructed. Give me some of your favorite parts and that. So just tell us a little bit about it.
Sure.
Well, actually, I have the book right now, but
Hold it up a little bit so I can see it.
my favorite chapter and page, chapter and page, are both 52, I believe. Yeah, 52.
Week 52.
Week 52 and page 52 are my favorite page and my favorite week in the book.
The book is structured that there are 52 devotions, one for every week of the year. And basically what you do is we give a Bible verse, and then we break down the Bible verse so that the reader can kind of understand or simplify the Bible verse. And then from there, we break it down, and then we give a series of questions, like how can you implement this in your life? We give a takeaway assignment. So the takeaway assignment may look like a prayer. It may look like an action assignment of something that you need to do. And then my favorite part, I would probably say at the end, when we were all done with the book, I was asking Kaelyn, is there anything that you think the book is missing? Is there anything that we need to add in addition? And at the end, she decided that she wanted to do a conclusion, like a closing prayer, and then a quiz. And so there's a brief quiz to see what you took away from the book, and then a conclusion to kind of summarize, a closing prayer to summarize thanking God for all the words and the insights that are filled inside of this devotional.
I tell you. And so in actually doing that, tell us about the title, Early Bird. And I know it probably comes from you guys starting in the morning, but tell us about how you all constructed that title.
Well, actually, God brought it to me. I always thought my devotional that I read every morning and every night and stuff, I always thought it was called Early Bird Devotional. And then my mom was like, it's not called Early Bird Devotional. And I was like, oh, then let's look this up, see if there's any other names that are called Early Bird Devotionals for kids. But there wasn't, so we named it that.
It's funny that a lot of people assume that it's because she's an early bird, and that saying, early bird gets the worm. And my daughter is actually the hardest person in the world to wake up in the morning. And so the title was completely contradictory to her personality. But she has a devotional by Sarah Young, which we love. It's called Jesus Calling. And she always assumed that this devotional was called Early Bird. And I don't know where she got the name from, but it just seemed really fitting that we would call it that when we had it. Also, early in the morning is when we do our devotional time with God. And so it kind of checked all the boxes as far as the name. Sorry.
I love that. I really do. That is just so special. And so really with Kaelyn just being so kind-hearted, working and helping out the homeless, senior citizens. So I would love for Kaelyn to tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're able to bless people with your services when you help them.
Well, I've been with my mom during this group with her friend. Her name was Kendra, and we went in this big truck and we gave food to homeless and clothes and stuff. We would give it to people, and I've always hated to see people or homeless people struggling, asking for food and money, so I always have to give them something. It strikes me like lightning. I can't watch them just be homeless.
That is just so amazing. And I'm just so in awe of your pureness. I love it, Kaelyn. Just so beautiful. Thank you for all that you do.
One of the things she did this year, which was really powerful to me, is that we do this homeless thing often. And she decided this year she wanted to invite one of her close friends. She thought it would be a good experience for her to see how to give back to the community. And I think that in a culture where it's popular to be on social media or watch TV or run the neighborhood, she decided that a way that she would bond with her friend would be in helping other people. So I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. And so, Kaelyn, talk to us now about you being a peer leader, that you're actually helping your friends at church, your friends at school. What are some of the things that you do?
Sometimes if my friends or anyone at my school is like hurt, something happened, or they're just hurt inside, I always am like a counselor. I go to them, ask them what's wrong, I help, and yeah.
I love that. And earlier when you were saying, you were giving us a little background about who you are, you said you wanted to be an entrepreneur. But guess what, Kaelyn? You're already an entrepreneur. So you no longer have to say you want to be one. You are one. And I say hats off to you for that. Absolutely. So in your grade, you really have so much that you've accomplished in such a young age, which is awesome. What are some of your other aspirations that you have, whether it's continue to author books? What are some things that you would like to do in the future?
Actually, when I'm in the future, I want to be like my mom. I want to be a counselor. I also want to be a lawyer because my grandma's a lawyer. She gets like $1,000,000 a day. So, yeah. And I also want to be someone who helps the homeless and gives them food. And I want to work like there and stuff.
I love that. And oh my God, and you have to tell everyone about your YouTube channel. So let's hear all about it. Tell them how they can follow you on YouTube.
You guys can follow me as K Wiliams, KAE space WILLIAMS.
So what are you doing on your YouTube channel? Tell them about what's happening on that channel.
Well, I make slime. I used to play with Shop Kids. I play with Barbies and that I used to play with. And
we've introduced the book on there. There's some information about the book on there as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I tell you, I just hats off to you, Mom, because she's really rooted and grounded, and that is just
thank you.
A testament to your work. Thank you. So moving into your personal development, Mom, that you do with Women One-on-One and groups, can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes, ma'am. So I started, it was an accidental thing. God laid it on my heart to write a book about 1.5 years ago. And I just desired to write a book, and I wrote a book, and I didn't know what would come of that. And from there, I started getting women that would come to me and ask me questions about how to find time to manage their goals, how to write a book, how to set goals and reach them, shortcut strategies, things like that. And so from there, I sort of developed a business model where I was supporting women at reaching goals. And I supported women on a lot of different things: weight loss goals, starting business goals, but mostly my business has been rooted around helping women who have a powerful testimony to share it with the world, to get it out and share it and bless women all across the world. And so I do that through a lot of like mindset work, because a lot of times as women, we can become our own worst enemy, telling ourselves all the things we're not capable of doing. Keep getting in our own way, becoming a barrier to ourselves. And so I break down a lot of those barriers and help women to conquer some of those negative thoughts. Because, if you conquer your mind, you change your life, really. And so I help them to do that and then put them in a position to succeed as they work diligently on the goals that they aspire to achieve.
That is just so awesome.
Connection to what my mom said, where she said we can be ourselves' worst enemy. In gymnastics, if I don't get something right, I will not stop doing it until I get it right. I will complain until I get it right. And I will not stop until I get it right.
And we actually have a family rule that goes with that, and it's the rule of can't. And so my daughters, again, they're 4 and 9, but they both know they are not allowed to use the word can't. We have a can't jar. And if you use the word can't, you have to put a nickel in it for every time you say can't, because I believe that can't is a barrier. And so if you tell yourself you can't do something, you start to in turn believe it. And so we don't say that word in this house. So that's one of the things that I also implement with the women that I work with.
That is so awesome. Oh my God. I just say just kudos to both of you. I'm just in awe to be in your space tonight. Just feel really blessed actually to have the opportunity to speak with you. So what's next for Kaelyn and Nicolya?
We're probably gonna write another book together.
Kaelyn's definitely toyed with the idea of some of the books that she would like to write. And I've kind of given her a blueprint to follow. And now that we kind of walked through this book together, I really like to see her expand and work on a book for herself. Like, try to take some of the skills and strategies that I taught her and expand that. And then for me personally, I have a planner, but I'm working on a second planner, which will be out in a few weeks. Not even a few weeks, probably a week. A planner that I am working on publishing to kind of just add to my repertoire of publications.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And go ahead, Kaelyn.
All right, and I have 2 books on the line just sitting there. I have to finish those.
I love it. Let me tell you. So, Nicolya, where can individuals follow you on social media?
Well, I'm across the platform, across the board. So Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and I'm at Nicolya Wiliams, and YouTube. So Nicolya Wiliams, Nicolya Wiliams, Williams. And then I also have a blog where you can connect and get some extra support, encouragement, and motivation. I blog every Wednesday, and that is www.nicolyawilliams.com as well.
I love it. And so, guys, just finally, what would you say to young, beautiful girls that's just like Kaelyn, that desire to do something, whether it's start their little jewelry line, write their book, whatever it is? What suggestions? And I would love for both of you to give a tip or suggestion.
Don't stop.
There it is. That was quick.
I already said thinking that.
I would like to add to that. Like, don't stop. Don't let things that are going on around you get in your way. And I read a really powerful quote, and I'll share it with you. It was by a guy named Hazik Ali. And he said, the only people who get hurt on a roller coaster are the people that jump off. And I think a lot of times what we try to do is we set off to, start a goal, work towards something. And there's all these ups and downs and flips and turns and all these things. And when the time gets too tough, we jump off. We jump ship because it took too much time or it didn't come off as easy as we'd like for it to come off. And so don't be so quick to throw in the towel with your goals. You won't enjoy the roller coaster unless you stay on for the entire time.
Yeah, because if, for example, when me and my mom were on a roller coaster, I went upside down. I was like, please let me jump off. Please let me jump off. And that's how you guys might feel. When you're going upside down, you might want to say, I'm going to jump off. I'm done with my book process. I'm done with whatever I'm doing. I'm quitting. But you haven't waited until the end where it's super fun. Maybe it goes in twirls and you're done. Or maybe it just goes in a straight line and you're done. And, well, it was like the best roller coaster ever that you've ever went in.
And that's where the blessing lies, at the end of the roller coaster, when you're off and you've done it and you've withstood all of the, the ups and downs. The real blessing lies on that other side. And so we just want to encourage you that wherever you are, stay on and hold tight to your goals and don't stop.
Wow, gosh. I'm just speechless. I absolutely love it, and I will definitely continue to follow you guys because I know that there is a plan for Kaelyn and Nicolya. Nicolya, and so I just want to say thank you so much for taking the evening. I know it's a school night, so I appreciate it. That's
no problem. Thank you for allowing us to do this. This was a great experience for both of us, so thank you.
Absolutely, guys. Follow Kaelyn on her YouTube, and definitely follow Miss Nicolya Wiliams because it is going to be a blessing in store as they continue their journey. So awesome. Thank you, guys. I would love for everyone to have a wonderful night. And I'm just saying thank you for joining Write the Book Now. We're here every Wednesday and Thursday. The recorded podcast is on Thursday and the live is on Wednesday. And as always, if there is a book inside of you, I always say, don't wait. Write the book now.